If you're down with the vibes, hit the notification bell and subscribe. And with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into topic number one. So we got the young bulls of Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, who have engaged in a lot of banter back and forth. I mean, there was a lot of banter leading up to Ryan Garcia's fight against Javier Fortuna, but then there was even more after an impressive performance by Ryan Garcia in the ring against Fortuna. So immediately after the bout, of course, Ryan was calling out Gervonta Tank Davis. We saw Gervonta Tank Davis put out a tweet saying, "See y'all in the next year, the one," insinuating that possibly that's a fight that he's ready to make the end of 2022. And then even in the subsequent days, we saw a Ryan Garcia going on live and, continuously just poking and prodding and saying, "I want the Tank fight. I want the Tank fight." We got Oscar De La Hoya going on his live and talking to the fans, talking about, man, we could make the Tank fight. We could split it between Dazn and Showtime. There's no reason for the fight not to be made. He's saying that they could do a deal similar to how Bob Arum and Top Rank did the deal with Al Heyman and Deontay Wilder. So he's saying that there should be no stumbling blocks for that fight to be made this year. But man, we as fans, man, we've heard a lot of talk with many fights throughout the years where people go back and forth saying they really want to fight, man. They say we hear from both sides, they really, really want it, but for some odd reason it pops up and we don't get it.
No dice.
So Q, it's at a fever pitch right now. The talk from Ryan Garcia's side. Tank says he wants to fight, but Tank, he's low key. When Tank's not fighting, man, he stays out of the fray and out of the media. But Q, is it really gonna happen, man, or is this a smoke screen to the fans for really a fight that probably really happens further on down the line? But fighters got a posture like they really want it, man. Will it really happen this year?
I think so, man. I think so. And if the powers that be, and I'm quoting Tank, you know what I'm saying? If people do the right things, he said, "I want to fight." If people do what they're supposed to do, basically, you read between the lines who he talking about. You know what I'm saying? And he said something else that was very cryptic. And he was like, "And yeah, man, one more thing. Tell homie to stop speaking for me." Did you see that?
Nah, I see that. Who he said that about?
Talking
about Floyd, Money Mayweather.
One guess, bro. One thing about it, in this situation, one thing has been, and because Tank done fought from 130 to 140. You know what I'm saying? He done fought from 130 all the way to 140, 135, 140, and so Ryan hasn't made 135 in the last couple of fights. Ryan is pretty much outgrew that, and he said he wasn't going back down.
Right, he said at the fight he done.
So Mayweather, speaking on the Tank being the A side and all of that, he just said that, "Ryan, you gonna fight? You know what I'm saying, Tank? You gonna fight at 135?" He say, "In boxing, you gonna have to sacrifice, bro." He said, "You gonna have to sacrifice like he did with fighting De La Hoya." He made it about him and talked about all the things he did and whatever. But it's in the game, and and I think that's something that Tank wouldn't have had a problem with doing. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about that is, okay, say Ryan, they're gonna say Ryan's weight drain when Tank, you know what I'm saying, knock him out. They're gonna say, well, he was weight drained. You know what I'm saying? This man ain't fought at this weight. And I don't think Tank want that on his name, bro. I think Tank want the best Ryan Garcia. Tank, because I feel like he tired of hearing all this stuff about he ain't fighting nobody. So he want to go ahead and cut the head off the dragon. Not the Ryan Garcia is the big bad wolf in there, but Ryan Garcia is a very talented prospect that's up there. He one of the horsemen, that we talk about. One of the young future prospects that's going to be exciting to watch for years to come, if he can stay dedicated to the sport. But I think the fight happens, man. I think it's too much money. I think this is probably one of the biggest fights in boxing, right now. Other than this is a big fight. This is one of the top, one of the top 2-3 fights that could be made in boxing. So I think it happens, and I think if it don't happen, it's gonna probably be it's gonna be some smoke. because we out and we know it's gonna be fingers pointing. It's gonna be because one thing about it, the money there. The money's there, bro. So long. I don't think it'll be a big negotiating. I mean, and Ryan already said, he said cool. He say name the date, name the weight, name the time. He say cool. So he locked in, and he done took what Mayweather said. So okay, cool. So I like what he's doing. Okay, I'll make 135. I do what I got to do. So I think the fight get made, man. I'm gonna be pissed off if it don't. I think November, December. What you think, bro?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I really think I'm gonna be honest, man. I really actually do think the fight does transpire as well, man. And the reason why I think it transpires is because I feel like Gervonta Tank. I'm gonna say Tank is gonna be the primary reason why it really happens, right? Because at this point, Ryan has outgrown 135, bro. Like he said after the Javier Fortuna fight, he's a big kid. He 5'10", 5'11", man. So at the end of the day, you 5'10", 5'11", it's only but so much time that you're going to be able to get to 135. So it's natural that Ryan is going to move up to 140, and I see that happening. But I really think it's going to happen for what you talked about, bro, with Gervonta Tank Davis. He's tired of hearing everybody say the major fight hasn't happened. He's tired of hearing that. And so I think at this point, he is talking to Leonard Ellerbe, and he's talking to Floyd Mayweather, and he's probably telling them, look, man, let's make this fight by any means necessary, bro. If I got to fight him at 140, I'll fight him at 140, 135, however we want to do it. Because the real reality is that neither of them really have a title at 135, right? Right now, all the straps are with Devin the Dream Haney. So even though Devin the Dream Haney has all the straps, this still is arguably the biggest fight that fans want to see. And this is one of those rare fights where you have both fighters who don't have one of the significant straps, but it's a fight that everybody's clamoring to see. So I do think primarily because Tank is probably going to be willing to go wherever Ryan wants to go or make it happen, I think it does happen because Tank ain't trying to sit here and fight no name person, bro.
I mean,
anymore, bro. Like,
Pitbull.
Right.
Salute to him. He's a good fighter.
He tired of making people famous. He tired of making people
famous,
bro. He tired of making fighters famous.
Right.
So I think when it's all said and done, man, I do think it happens, man. But let's cross our fingers, bro, that Oscar and Floyd and them really come to an agreement, man. We get that fight later on this year, man.